No one told you how much time it would take to be seen. Somebody once told me, you have the same 24 hours a day as everyone else. And I almost believed them until I realized that for most Black women, our days do not look the same as everyone else's. There are so many Black women whose days are filled with grief, grocery shopping, someone else's expectations for their day, caretaking, you name it. Time does not stretch the same when you are the one holding it all. There's a certain type of exhaustion that doesn't come from doing too much, but from being the one that has to hold it all together. From being the one that holds everything. The appointments, the grief, the emotional temperature of a room, the invisible needs that nobody else is tracking but you. You've probably spent more time waiting in line, folding laundry, soothing somebody else's edges before you can even hear the sound of your own breath. But let me tell you this. Time is not a luxury for us. It's sacred, especially for the ones whose bodies remember the unpaid labor. For those who carry those memories in our bones. In astrology, Saturn is the keeper of time. It governs boundaries, discipline, and responsibilities. But Saturn is also the architect of our life's shape. And that shape is formed by how we use and spend our time. Saturn is always asking us, what are you building with your time? Whose needs are filling your calendar? When do you get to turn inward? If you're a Black woman, Saturn often shows up for us as pressure to be polite, to be productive, to be punctual, to be perfect. But Saturn is not here to punish you. It's really here to liberate you from the lie that we've all been told that our time belongs to everyone else but us. But this did not start with you, sister. If your Saturn lives in the 6th or the 12th house, or if you carry Moon Saturn aspects in your birth chart, you likely come from a mother line that never rested. Grandmothers who served until they disappeared. Mothers who prayed standing up because they didn't have time to kneel. Aunties who poured everything into everyone else and left this much or none at all for themselves. You inherited their discipline, but also their burnout. And that inheritance deserves to be healed. The 6th house rules labor, rituals, and caregiving. The everyday is sacred. The 12th house rules sacrifice, sorrow, and whatever else that doesn't get said out loud. If this axis is lit in your birth chart, you've likely been doing invisible labor since birth. You remember the birthdays, you quiet the chaos in the family, you grieve quietly so no one feels awkward. But this kind of labor, it costs you something every day. But Saturn says to that, you do not have to keep paying for someone else's survival with your body. Time is not neutral, not in systems built on our labor, okay? Not when Black women's time have been commodified the longest. But astrology hands you back the watch, not to manage it better, but to reclaim it. And sacred time looks like saying no, sitting still, letting the dishes pile up, listening to your nervous system, writing instead of working, resting instead of working, crying without apologizing, bathing slowly because you can, girl. Sacred time says, I am not available to abandon myself today. You come from women who survived the clock, who worked through contractions, grief, hunger, and hope. But you're the one that gets to say, I don't need to prove that I'm strong by suffering. Your body is not a machine. Your time is not a community resource. It's an altar. It's your altar. And you don't owe anyone access to your altar. Not when it costs you everything to keep it open. So if you needed permission today, you can slow down. You can say no. You can reclaim 1 hour of your time, 1 minute of your time, because your time was never meant to be managed. It was meant to be honored. As always, this sacred message was delivered with love. From me, Moody B. Reclaim your time, group.